Alright, welcome in everyone. As you can see, we made it to affiliate. Very fucking happy. Let's see if we could finish up Old World Blues today. We really did not have that much left. Alright. But yes, welcome in everyone. Welcome in, Charlie. Alright, let's see what we have left to do. Okay, we need to get some upgrades to the Sync's auto dock. And also let Klein know that we've got all the technologies we need. We'll grab the auto dock upgrades real quick. We'll start from the bottom of the map and work our way up. Alright, where did I miss this upgrade? Let's see. There's two that I'm missing. Probably on the upper bit. Yep, there's one. The other one says it's here. Oh, it's in the, it's in this section, I think. Either that, or it's in this corner. Ah, yeah, there it is. Let's see, he's got two more.
Time to fight.
Boomst. Oh, it's a little Night Stalker.
Was that all? Ready, steady, fighting.
I didn't actually go into this one before. Or did the Night Stalkers just have time to respawn?
Bad guys dealt with.
I think they just had time to respawn. I don't know. Well, that sample box is empty. Yeah, we probably were here before. Let's see, did I touch that one? I did. See, we missed quite a few of these upgrades the last time we were going through these areas. Don't have much special ammo left for this thing. Oh boy, more DNA splicing.
Ready, steady, fighty.
Oh, I hear buzzing wings. Oh boy. Come here. Ooh, nice. 10% more damage against Cazadors? I'll take that. Sweet, now we do 20% more damage.
Do you like me?
You are a pretty good stealth suit.
Fighting over.
Ah, there it is. Yoink.
Nobody ever notices me, but they notice the Pip-Boy light.
There's no one around to notice it. They're all dead. Just so she doesn't yell at me, I'll turn off the light. Alright, how many more quest markers did it just give us? Surprisingly not that many, just 2 extra. I think we found a good couple of the upgrades just from exploring anyways. What we got here? Azador eggs, lovely. Okay. We really missed something in Elijah's little lookout tower, huh? I did say earlier I feel like one of the upgrades is in here. There it is. Don't know how I missed that. I am just blind. Once we finish Old World Blues, I think we'll wrap up a lot of the main story that we have left, which isn't too much, I don't think. And then right before the Battle of Hoover Dam, we'll start Lonesome Ruin.
Multiple failures detected. Multiple failures detected. Commencing attack.
Fighting over.
And water production. Looks like that's everything. Sweet.
Nobody ever notices me, but they notice the Pip-Boy light.
Shut your mouth. Gee, I wonder what this could be a reference to. No shovel. Oh well. Let's go install those sink upgrades then. Pencils and clipboards are processed into lead, spare parts, and duct tape.
Greetings, citizen. Ready to receive seditious materials. Stay loyal, citizen.
Let's see. Parts production, supply of energy cells, microfusion cells, and scrap electronics available once per day.
Oh, please, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups.
Have you made any electronic components?
Yep, here you go. Sorry, no more today. Try me again tomorrow.
Thanks, little
Sure.
guy.
Nobody wants to hang out with Muggy. I get it. So long, pal.
Press the wrong button. Let me just check something real quick. Okay.
Well, hello. Still waiting for that seed.
Thought I got an upgrade for you as well, but I guess not. Got like 3 for you. Implant C13, M5, and Y3.
You require some additional services?
So how much do these cost? Install implants. Good lord. I've heard the Y7 implant is pretty damn nice. I don't think I want to make that commitment with that much money.
How can I illuminate you? I certainly can.
Yes, I wish to become smarter. This one makes me more charismatic.
You've
Okay.
been seeing the other light switch, haven't you? Am I not enough for you anymore?
Yeesh. The empty water bottle can be converted into bottled purified water.
Between you and me, I think the Central Intelligence Unit is a bit of a snob. You're going to need to find yourself some empties first before I can fill them for you. Any empty bottle will do. Just not too dirty, okay? Come back anytime you want a drink.
Okay. Yep, that's the quest done. And another level up.
3 angry death claws make for a lot of...
Just crank up our melee weapons. Items with a weight of 2 or less weigh half as much for you. That sounds kind of amazing. Let's grab Pack Rat.
Surgery.
Another quest. Get all the audio samples for the jukebox. Okay. One of those won't be able to get, at least for the moment. Let's go talk to the sink. Tell Kleiner that we've got all our technologies.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
Good lord, you're loud. Just, like, turn down the voice a little bit, because holy fuck. We're very fucking loud. Let's do these speech checks. I'd be honored if I could hear any knowledge the think tank had to share on the sciences.
Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you.
I've recovered all the technological information.
What? You did? Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check my transmission databank. Mobius is always filling it up with his psychotic calls. Oh yes, there's the schematics, just like you said. How truthful.
Do these technologies have the information you need?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Your answer isn't filling me with confidence.
No. I mean, yes. You just need to analyze these technologies for a moment. They are extremely advanced, you know?
Do you even know what these technologies do?
I know how these technologies work. Of course I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract, contradictory statements before. Why would we do that if we weren't certain on how to use them? Yes, so let me... a bit, I'll figure it out.
Let's see. Look, the antenna focuses brainwave patterns, right?
Yes, that's what I believe I said.
And the suit's a cardiac regulator, and the sonic frequency is a spinal vibrator?
I've got it. The cardiac regulator in the suit, the antenna for brain waves, and the sonic frequency for the vertebral nerves.
Yes?
I'm thinking. This is all very complicated. Let me check something. Of course. I have it. The override sequence to open the Forbidden Zone door is hidden in the schematics. Well, not hidden. It's actually right there, behind the programming equivalent of coffee stains. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. Oh, and null pointers very sloppy, Mobius. You see, using the antenna to boost the emitter's sonic frequency, and the stealth suit to bypass the Forbidden Zone lock, yes, that could work. Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I truly surprise myself. The door is open, and now Mobius will get his.
See, don't these items seem more biologically focused than that, though?
Biological? Ridiculous. I mean, technically, these items could all be used to put you back together once you had your brain. But for now, they can be used in the name of aggression. The door should be unsealed. Now, instead of being subjected to threats, we can now send an equally threatening message to Mobius. And that message is science. Deliver this message, and Big Mountain shall be freed from Mobius's reign of terror. You can go now. That's your cue.
Alright, now the Forbidden Zone is unlocked. Probably should have taken the other door. Right, I never actually did that quest. It's just a lot of dialogue.
Ready, steady, fighting.
Oh, this thing absolutely
That
deletes
is
the
stealth
Robo-Scorpions. Can't wait to test it out on the giant Robo-Scorpion. We're gonna melt that thing. It's gonna be beautiful. I don't even plan to cheese that fight at all. I'm just gonna walk right up to the X-42 and just shoot him with lasers until he dies. Where is this holotape? Hmm? So it is upstairs. I must be blind. Oh. That's odd. Just to make sure that's working. True Mantis, welcome on in. Thank you for the congratulations. I appreciate it. Did it
Pip-Boy lights on.
fall through the floor? What's going on here? Oh, I'm just an idiot. There we go. Okay, all we're missing now is the final audio sample. Let's head on over to the Forbidden Zone then. It's basically time to finish off this DLC. Enemies nearby? Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What do you think you're doing with that? You tried to kick me.
Cessation of hostilities complete.
I love that I can just rapid fire this Gauss pistol.
Uh-oh. Fighting over.
It's time.
This one looks pretty tough.
You know what? We're so ridiculously strong. Should we just try and fight the giant Robo-Scorpion with the Proton Axe? I think that'd be pretty funny.
Cessation of hostilities complete.
Yeah, let's try and just hack up the giant Robo-Scorpion with the Proton Axe.
Ready, steady, fighting. This will keep you on your feet.
He's not even able to shoot me with the laser if I'm right up in his face.
Does that feel better?
He definitely hurts. It's worth like 10 stim packs to be funny though.
Does that feel better? Bad guys dealt with.
Easy peasy. Ow. Ah, that was pretty nice. And another 9 grand in terms of XP. Jesus. Just grab something, anything. Yeah, we'll grab living anatomy. I would not have been too surprised if the explosion had just killed me. Alright, let's grab the last audio sample before we leave this little area. Do I even want another layer? Oh, it sells for a bit. There it is, the giant Robo-Scorpion sample. Alright, chat, it's time to meet Dr. Mobius.
Attached to the meson. Meson's connected to the proton. Yo, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell.
Also, Mr.
these
O-Man,
days.
welcome on in.
You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright.
Oh, you're good, Mantis.
A little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely.
Hope you made some good food. Let's see. Is that better?
Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst.
That sounds awesome.
Would you care for a mentat?
Thanks.
I love mentats. Delicious and smarty. I have all sorts of amazingly science-terrific thoughts and ideas when those chalky tablets are zipping through my biogel. I forget them all not long after, though, especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis.
That's a hell of a way to put it.
Dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end.
Let's see. You aren't exactly what I was expecting.
Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I.
Why did you steal my brain?
Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. The anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If
Suffering
you were to
from
go
success.
back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
Why is that a problem?
I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. I have very good reasons for almost everything I do. Even if I forget them occasionally. Although I feel this one is especially important. Oh well.
But I want to leave.
Now, that seems to be rather hormonal of you. Flight or fight response, you know. Hard to cut that out completely. Your brain is here, safe with me. We chat over mentats.
Please, I need my brain back.
Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go,
Ooh, that's
then
a very
fine.
good mod.
If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
Never played Dust myself, but I've seen it played. It seems really cool. I was curious about some things.
Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Or maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers.
I can't fix your monitor, but if you're getting ghost reception, I can fix that.
The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, I can save my computing power for other perceptual impossibilities. Please be my guest. The receptor is there, and the side-switching wobbly bob, just turn that. Good, good, better. Oh,
Yeah, Dust is
yes,
very
that feels
difficult.
Wonderful.
And it is the one you're thinking of, Charlie.
This is even better than my afternoon Mentats break.
Mentats are delicious. They make me feel smart. Can you tell me about your Robo-Scorpions?
Well, every scientist needs an army. Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like poisonous frosting. How
Dessert.
scary, I thought. But they had survived when nothing else had. Perfect candidates for improvement as a reward for their tenacity. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns? Then I made them bigger.
This guy has the
Then
right idea.
I
What if
thought
it shot
about
lasers?
Custard. I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard. I miss sugars and salts.
Does not sound like a good combo.
I find things curious as well. Go on.
You don't seem aggressive. Why broadcast threats to the think tank?
Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take Mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big spherical lung. As for the Psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube.
No, that's fair,
Still served
Mantis.
its purpose.
Well, I hope you have some fun playing Dust. I should look into making a mod list around that mod as well. Wait, sounds like you built the Robo-Scorpions, issued threats to keep the think tank occupied.
Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. Some reason for it. Ethics or, conscience? You and your brain are quite alike. I'm sure it knows the reasons better than I do.
Everything you've told me doesn't add up. Your plan, even your name, Mobius.
Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I, although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of such an appellation. Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction movies, it said. I believe it meant me. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all that is forbidden. As for the name I was born with, like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names. It enforces the recursion loop in our perception programming.
You reprogrammed their names as part of recursion loop. What, to trap their processors?
Now, trap is a rather harsh word, like excrement. Not an inappropriate word, but still rather harsh. But, yes, I did take some liberties with their programming. It's all right, they don't remember. I certainly didn't until you said trap, and then I said excrement, and then...
A recursion loop is designed to prevent the flow of information, so...
The radar fence to keep the think tank hemmed in wasn't really enough. They keep testing things. They would have found a way to disarm it. I suspect I have Plan 9s in place, but I may have coded myself to forget them, just in case. They're probably very dangerous, lethal, or worse. So I had to do something else to keep them occupied.
Yeah,
here.
Vortex is really
Or
good
as
for that,
you'd like to
Mantis.
say, trapped.
For the
I
profiles,
prefer to have
I'd suggest
several
making sure
Plan
you have
9s in case the
you have it set so
7s
that they have their
fail.
own game settings and their own save files. Just keeps things even nice and tidy. Klein, Mobius, O is a circle, 8's an infinity symbol. They're all loops, I get it.
Oh, you figured it out. No pun intended.
Alright, good.
Dr. O, which is actually not his real name multiplied, since you can't multiply his real name in the first place. Ouroboros, Klein, they have all forgotten themselves. And not only themselves, but the world, sense of time, and history. All that is left is what's here. I reprogrammed their chronometers, geometers, and cartography programs. This is now their world, here, Big Mountain. It was a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. They were my friends, but sometimes they would take things too far. And the world isn't ready for that kind of too-far thing-taking. That's my professional opinion, anyway. And I am told I was once quite professional.
I love Mobius. Minor detail, but a snake devouring its own tail is Ouroboros, not Ouroboros. Whatever.
Really? It is so unlike me to make an error in anything I do.
Oh, I'm sure. If you lobotomize to the think tank, why terrorize them?
Well, it's simple. Despite their many failings, they are rather bright. They are the think tank for a reason. That I didn't change. Without something to distract them, make them afraid, they would simply deduce what had happened. And when they start deucing it up, then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that their world was larger than they perceived. Bacteria, finally able to see its host.
But there must have been other signs of a larger world.
There have been other visitors to make them doubt their perceptions, but you are the one who dialed back their monitor micromagnifiers. You were irrefutable proof that there was a world outside. And then there was the whole brain fiasco, which forced me to take steps. See, your brain had a special kind of wrinkle, a uniquity that they had never thought to try in all their countless escape attempts.
The bullet that went into my brain. Doc Mitchell tried to patch me up, but...
Yes, very good. I should have Mentats ingest you instead of the other way around.
Mentats.
In any event, you showed up at the think tank, and because you had suffered a cranial injury in just the right place, bullets in the head are usually much more fatal, and yours was a light case of bullet headitis. But it was enough for the autodoc in the sink to change its programming to fix the problem, and the brain extraction technology for once worked. That gave the think tank the knowledge its brains couldn't possess. With that knowledge, the procedure can be reversed. If they obtain that procedural data, they can use it to mush and modify their cranial selves into hosts to slip past the radar fence. I'm sure of it. And once they're off the reservation...
Klein said that they had the idea to get the 3 technologies after your broadcast. coincidence?
I consider coincidence to be profanity, along with the words astrology, herbal tea, and luck. So watch it, potty mouth. My threat broadcast is designed to instill and install fear. And along with the emotional download, other data rides the fear carrier wave. It prompted them to focus on retrieving those technologies and bring them to attack me. And coincidentally, pardon my language, all those technologies are needed to put a brain, your brain, back into its skull properly.
But the think tank downloaded the schematics, not the items. They can rebuild them.
Oh, that means my plan is a total failure. That is unfortunate. Oh well, at least I tried.
At least you tried. I think it's time for me to go.
Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
Alright, we gotta level up. Yes. Time to talk to our brain.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through bits of radioactive muck again?
Are you my brain?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
I'd love a cookie. How the hell did Mobius get a hold of my brain?
After the think tank extracted me from your skull, they fell to bickering amongst themselves. I'm sad to say we were quite forgotten about. Dr. Mobius saw an opportunity to gain some leverage and had me spirited away to his dome.
Oh, that answers that. On to something else.
Well, as long as your curiosity is satisfied.
Let's see. There's no need to be sarcastic. Meeting your own brain is a slightly odd event.
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good Lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you?
I've been busy.
Oh yes, I rather expect you have. You must have been swamped, you poor dear. Why don't you relax and put your feet up? I've just been traumatically scooped out of my body and plugged into this jar. That's all. But you've been busy.
Why are you such a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Let's see, of course you're responsible. You're my brain.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
But you're the source of most of those glands, unless you're arguing that my thyroid is to blame.
Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Admit it, you're just as glandular as I am.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I am, but at least I'm logical about it.
Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back into my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
I can see your point. What can I do to make this a fair compromise?
If you want me back, we need to establish some ground rules. First, showers! Second, regular checkups. Regular, mind you, and from a reputable doctor. That Julie Farkas woman, for example, she seems to know a thing or two. Third, you need to listen to me more than your hormonal choir and genitalian orchestra. Promise me that, and you've got a deal.
Fine, you've got a deal.
Really? I didn't expect you to actually agree to that. I'm afraid that was a bit of a bluff, really. I'm not going with you.
What, you'd rather just stay here then? Never leaving that tank of whatever that stuff is?
Well, certainly there might be some things I miss about being ambulatory. We have seen some incredible sights, haven't we? Jason Bright and his followers launching into the vast unknown. But still, given the tremendous, potentially life-ending peril that went along with those, yes, I'd rather stay here.
Isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So we're at impasse. We're at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed, quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So what do you say, Brain? Join me for some more wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
They promised to put us back together once I did what they wanted.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
You're part of me. I know you don't want to let that happen any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan?
Let's see. If the think tank won't hold up their bargain, we'll make them. Let's go.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Brain! Oh my god, the fucking music. God damn it, Hitman. Amazing. Did not expect to see him kiss the fucking brain jar. Right, before we go confront the think tank, we're gonna grab the last of the sync upgrades that we haven't gotten.
Nobody ever notices me, but they notice the Pip-Boy light.
Girl, I do not need your sass right now. I just got enough of it for my own brain. Alright, let's go get those samples.
This one looks pretty tough.
Yeah, we'll see about that. That was just a single little pallet that I missed last time. Ah, they're up there. Looks like the other pallets are up.
That's all. We'll go from the Signal Hills transmitter. Time to fight. Was that all? Time to fight.
Another little halo. Oh, there you are.
Bad guys dealt with. Sneaking done. Fighting now.
Okay, there's all the samples.
That's all.
Apparently not. Ah, another Mr. Gutsy.
Ready, steady, fighty. Fighting over.
How's our carry weight doing? Put away some of these. Right.
You got some plans for me, don't you? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I can smell it all over you. Ah, yeah, baby. Just slip it in there. All the way down in that dark, moist earth. Launching interface.
There you go, buddy.
Muggy? Yeah, Muggy's alright. Not too seedy. But hey, nobody's perfect.
What's the haps?
Found a sound wave file for you.
Right on, Daddy-o. Just plug it in and I'll mix you up a sweet, sweet sound. Right on, Daddy.
Okay. think I want Robo Scorpion. Alright, let's go confront the think tank.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
I found my brain. Now you and I are going to settle things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
Not handing my brain over. There's some things we should discuss.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
Do you think I killed Mobius?
Yes. Wait, you did, didn't you? You are lying. No, you are not. Your heartbeat, perspiration, all excessively confident and sure of yourself. Why would you reason with that maniac? He'll destroy us all!
See, I can't let you dissect the Mojave, or let you leave.
Yes, you can. You don't really have an alternative that I can see.
Dr. Klein, please. Let's see what its insides look like. Finally.
Fine. Are you sure we've calculated all the combat probabilities here? I mean, the lobotomite confronted Mobius. Plus, you know, we haven't had a COMBAT drill in forever. I don't think we could form a tactical attack triangle if we wanted to.
Releasing the WOMBAT was not my plan, so get off my voice box.
Silencing opinionators.
We are bigger, smarter, and floatier than you, lobotomites. We don't wish to fight you, so surrender your brain, now.
I think you're past due for your lobotomy, Klein.
Fight? I've never been in a fight. What do I... Colleagues! Think tank! Alert! Alert! We are under attack!
CC done. Fighting now.
Who's got explosives?
Bad guys dealt with.
I think killing them with a sonic emitter felt pretty fitting. I shall take your energy cells now. And with that, we can leave.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The Courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The Sync Central Intelligence Unit was impressed by the amount of exploration the Courier had undertaken. Facilities believed lost, destroyed, or ones that had simply gotten up and walked to new locations had been rediscovered by its intrepid new master. Internally, the artificial personality debated as to whether it preferred the old management to the new, and concluded that the courier's thorough approach to research and investigation was admirable and worthy of its respect.
Yay.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt.
Can't believe they almost murdered the book
Whatever
chute.
the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the Showboat. One of them eventually transferred to the Lightwave Dynamics plant, and began a long, unrequited affair with one of the holograms.
The Sync continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magnetohydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone.
A happy ending
Well,
for our boy Muggy.
Except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre, or bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it, without so much as a note on the nightstand.
Damn.
So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ, and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
Cybernetic Canine, gender female, designation Roxy, sat in her guard post in X8. That is, until her I'm in heat programming circumvented her stay routine, and she loped into the Mojave. There, she ran across Rex, who had been following the courier just as she had. They barked for a while, and realized they had something in common. Two of them constructed a litter of cyberpups, a small army of Boston Terriers that gnawed and devoured anything in their path.
Intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
The think tank basement, filled with the lobotomized robotical frames of the doctors, now served as a graveyard. The monitors had recorded the battle in its entirety, including the think tank's final, shrill, terrified screams, whimpers, and pleas for mercy. They broadcast these humiliating last moments as a warning to anyone approaching the perimeter that other smarty pants were not welcome. The courier was the inheritor of the Big Empty, and there was room for only one will in the halls of the think tank dome.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, Old World Blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
And that is Old World Blues done. So we get some special perks now that our brain's back in our body. Your head still cannot be crippled, but you're only 10% more resistant to addiction now. Surprisingly, your damage threshold has improved by 10%. Alright, round of applause from all my friends. There we go. Thank you, thank you. I love how some of them just go fucking crazy. At this point, the perks really don't matter. Thanks, Dio Jefferson. So here's my original spine. You seem to be doing just fine with the replacement spine, fortunately. Okay, we do that from the auto dock.
I trust matters regarding your brain were resolved to your satisfaction.
Yes, they were.
And rightly so.
Let's reattach the spine. Reinforced spine perk. Your spine is back in your body, but some advanced technologies remain. Your torso can now be crippled again, but your strength and damage threshold bonuses have doubled.
If you're planning to stay a while, I could see clear to giving you a once-over.
And let's put our heart back in as well. So your heart is back in your body, but some advanced technologies remain. You are less resistant to poison, and robots are only somewhat confused by you. But on the bright side, healing items are twice as effective. Oh, that's actually amazing. Coordinates. Interesting. Ah, Canyon Wreckage map marker. I see. That is for the final, DLC. We will probably be starting that DLC next stream. For now, we're gonna do some more of the main quest. Gonna sort through my inventory real quick. Stealth suit is almost broken, but I think we're gonna swap back to the Desert Ranger armor. Grab one of those for repairing.
I'll miss you.
Oh. Why you gotta make me sad, Stealth Suit? And then we'll put this on 8. So now, we can teleport back here whenever we want, and from wherever we want. Let's head back to the Mojave then. Quickly gonna see if there's anything else I can dump. Actually, we should grab these cigarettes and sell them. Yeah, grab all of those. I was about to ask how we actually leave, but it's with this. home in the Mojave. What do we have to do with the main quest, then? Right, we were doing side bets. The Muertas have been taken care of. Let's see. Done the Boomers. Familiar with the Brotherhood. I'm gonna go make contact with the Great Khans. We still haven't dealt with Mr. House yet. Well, I think it's time that we go deal with Mr. House. First off, we're gonna stop by here and get our shit repaired.
Evening.
Hey, Knight.
Been doing a lot of good work out.
Another stop we're gonna make is that abandoned Brotherhood of Steel bunker. We have a lot of cigarettes that we can turn into stim packs. Right, that's a lot of chips. That is 54 more stim packs. Won't be running out anytime soon. Alright, let's go murder Mr. House.
Over here.
Damn. Disguise Frumentari. Say hello to my plasma caster. Penthouse, I think? I always get confused with the names for the different floors. Yeah. Hey, Mr. House. Don't mind me, just gonna, you know, go back here real quick.
Engaging target. Searching for target.
Oh, there we go. Slipped by the poster. It's, probably added by a mod. I don't even know where I got the key card from. Well, 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 Mr. House. Where's the terminal? There it is.
Why have you done this? Centuries of preparation. So much good undone.
Yes, man needs you out of the way.
Your vanity project doomed to fail.
Time for you to die, Mr. House.
May there be a hell for you. A Tartarus, bleak, unending.
Cool story.
Searching for target. Confirmed.
Alright, do we have to go to Yes Man now? Probably. It's done.
Oh, hi again. Can I help you with something else?
I'm ready for you to join me at the Lucky 38.
Mr. House is out of the picture and you have the platinum chip? Wonderful. Let's go.
Oh. I think I know why he teleported. It's because right here would usually be the load door. It's pretty funny how he just winked out of existence like that.
Hi! This is big, huh? A very big moment. Here goes. I'll just take that platinum chip off your hands. Thanks. Wish me luck. See you soon. Wow. Mr. House had quite a setup here. I can access his databanks and view telemetry on every Securitron on the network. Every Securitron on the network has been upgraded. Pretty neat, huh? The Securitrons at the fort are on standby. I see a status log here confirming that the Mark II OS upgrade installed correctly. They'll be all set to go once we boost my transmitting power and bring them online with the network. But we'll worry about that later.
Let's talk about the tribes I should get to know.
Of course, ask away.
The boomers have vowed to support me.
Really? Talk about diplomatic skills. I mean, just not getting blown up was a success. Now they'll only blow up the right sorts of people. That's what matters.
Exactly.
That's one down, 4 to go.
The Omertas were plotting to destroy the strip, so I killed the conspirators.
Wow. That is amazing. You are just a hero. I am serious. That's 2 down, 3 to go.
Let's see. The White Glove Society had a cannibalism problem, but I solved it.
A cannibalism problem? Really? I'm so glad you weren't eaten. That's 3 down, 2 to go.
I know the Brotherhood. I want them left alone.
Okay. Consider them forgotten, along with the projections that predict they'll be our biggest enemy. Forgotten. That's 4 down, just 1 to go.
What do you know about the Great Khans?
The Khans are just... they're a dirty people. They live in tents like animals, and they're very rude. They've been kicked around a lot, but no one's finished them off. Not yet, anyway.
How have the Great Khans been kicked around?
They were one of the tribes the 3 families pushed out of Vegas. A whole bunch got killed. So they settled at Bitter Springs, but they kept being so obnoxious, the NCR had to kill a whole bunch more of them. So then, they settled at Red Rock Canyon. There's just no getting rid of them.
I need to take some more time with the Khans.
You set the pace. Anything else I can help with? What should we talk about next?
Okay. Just scroll down to the bottom. See what we have on the bottom of the list. What's this? After experiencing the delirium of the think tank firsthand, it seemed only natural to side with Mobius, and you ended their deranged experiments once and for all. Mad science weapons will deal 15% more damage and cost 25% less AP in VATS. Not entirely sure what counts as a mad science weapon, but sure, we'll grab it. Yeah, the NCR probably doesn't like me. Understandable. Let's head up to Red Rock Canyon then. Looking like this might be a bit of on the shorter side in terms of streams. I do want to save Lonesome Road for a future stream. One more dog, and I got one more shell. Swap back to the regular rounds. What is going on up there? Fiends and Vipers attacking a Deathclaw. Mr. O-Man, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Mars the Mute. Well, he is in fact quite mute, because he doesn't want to talk to me. Why are the Great Khans hostile to me? I am not sure why you're hostile to me, but, oh, is it because you have some Legion with you? Well, hey, they attacked me first. You all saw. simply defending myself. So I fucking disintegrate them. Well, this might be, this might go really quick. A feeling I might enter the canyon and just get attacked by the entirety of the Great Khans. Okay, you guys aren't mad at me.
Huh? Rumor from the Strip is that House is dead. I hope the old bastard choked on his own tongue.
I'll assume those Great Khans back there were mad at me because they were right next to those Legionnaires. Let me see if I can grab more ammo for this gun. Getting some lag here. Notice it's just in areas with a lot of NPCs. It's the only downside I've noticed to this entire collection.
So the cub enters the wolf's den. What do you want, cub?
Who are you?
You march all the way out to Red Rock Canyon, enter my home as bold as you please, and you have no idea who I am? You've got guts, I'll give you that. Well then, let me educate you. I am the chief of the Great Khans. The Khan of Khans, if you like. This is my tribe, and these are my people.
Can you tell me about your people?
You want to hear the story of the Great Khans? It's a long one, full of honor, glory, and betrayal. We have suffered, but we will regain our glory.
Maybe you could give me the short version.
In a hurry, are you? Very well, then. The Great Khans came east, out of the NCR 14 years ago. We ruled the wastes then, and called no man master. But we underestimated the families of the Strip, and they drove us back to Bitter Springs, where we remained until the NCR arrived and drove us here.
How did the three families defeat you?
They allied with Mr. House, the self-proclaimed master of New Vegas. He supported them with the resources of New Vegas. Weapons, technology, caps. They were better equipped, and we could not stand against them.
What happened at Bitter Springs?
When the NCR came to the Mojave, we thought they would be easy pickings. We raided their caravans, their towns, their camps. They couldn't stop us. At least that's what we thought. They tracked us to Bitter Springs and surrounded us. When our children, our sick and old, fled through a nearby pass, the NCR gunned them down.
That's horrible.
It's because of that we have sworn to take revenge on the NCR. With our new allies in Caesar's Legion, we will crush them.
Let's talk about something else.
Typical. No reference for history in the younger generations.
I've come to ask the Great Khans to break their alliance with Caesar's Legion.
Have you now? Well, you're a bold one, I'll give you that. But why should I do this for you?
Do you really think Caesar is going to restore your tribe to glory? You'll be made slaves.
Ha! The Great Khans will not be slaves. Caesar himself has promised us the land from here to the Colorado and the freedom to raid as we see fit. I won't hear any more talk against Caesar or his alliance. The Great Khans will answer Caesar's call to war, and the NCR will pay for their crimes. Farewell.
I've been warned about you. You are perilously close to making an enemy of Caesar, and that is not wise.
Who are you?
My name is Carl. Glorious Caesar has sent me as an emissary to the Great Khans as a token of our alliance.
What alliance?
In exchange for Great Caesar's promise of all the lands west of New Vegas, the Khans have agreed to fight alongside the Legion when the time comes.
What's your role in Caesar's Legion?
I am one of the Frumentari. It is my duty to scout the waste in Caesar's name and make contact with any tribes that might serve a useful purpose. You might say I'm somewhere between a scout and an ambassador. I'm assigned here as part of the alliance between the Legion and the Great Khans.
I've also been getting that itch to play Hoi 4 Old World Blues, Charlie. It's been so long. What does the Legion want with the Great Khans?
Though they have been cruelly oppressed by the NCR,
We should.
the Khans remain great warriors. The Legion is honored to have such allies in battle. Speak then.
What do you think of the Great Khans?
They're a tribe of fine warriors with many proud traditions and a glorious history. They will be worthy additions to the Legion. Yes, goodbye.
So, I haven't seen you before. What brings you to the Great Khans?
What's your opinion of the NCR?
That's a complicated question. They've done horrible things to our people, to be sure, and I've gladly killed many of their soldiers in battle. But I can't bring myself to hate them the way Papa does. Things would damn sure be better for us if they were in charge than Caesar.
So if you were in charge of the tribe, you'd fight with the NCR against Caesar if asked?
I suppose if asked, I would. But that's a moot point, because Papa's in charge now, and he's not going anywhere.
Tell me about Papa Khan.
Papa is one of the best leaders the Khans have ever had. He's kept us together through all of our hardships, ever since we left California. Bitter Springs changed him, though. He started to really hate the NCR after the massacre. And sometimes, I worry that's poisoned his mind.
What did you mean about Papa's hatred poisoning his mind?
Nothing. Forget about it. I shouldn't be talking about this with an outsider.
Who are you?
Name's Regis. I'm Papa Khan's advisor and right-hand man. I'm also the chief enforcer of the tribe's laws, so watch your behavior. Until next time.
Alright, I think if we leave, he, tries to talk to us.
I heard you try to convince Papa Khan not to join with Caesar's Legion. I'd like to talk to you about that for a moment.
What is it you had in mind?
You want to convince Papa not to ally with Caesar, right? Trust me, you'll get nowhere just talking to him about it. He's fixated on restoring the glory of the Great Khans, and he sees Caesar as the path to that restoration.
So what do I do?
Papa can be a stubborn man, but he's not a tyrant. He listens to his tribe, and to 4 voices in particular. Me, Jack, Diane, and Melissa. If you can convince all of us that allying with Caesar is a bad idea, you might be able to sway him.
Aren't you convinced already if we're having this conversation?
I have my doubts about Caesar, yes, but I won't publicly go against Papa Khan based on nothing more than doubts. I've heard rumors that tribes who aligned with Caesar in the past were torn apart and reduced to slaves. Prove it, and I'll back you.
What would convince Jack and Diane to support me?
You'd have to talk to them, but those two have been thick as thieves since they were kids. Convince one, and the other will come around.
And what about Melissa?
Ah, Melissa. She's a bit of a dreamer. Last time she was in camp, Carl filled her head with stories of serving the Legion as a speculatore. Personally, I've never seen a woman in Legionnaire's armor, so I have my doubts.
Okay, I'll see what I can do to convince everyone.
Good. Oh, one more thing. Caesar's representative, Carl, has become fast friends with Papa. Carl's the one who has him so fixated on this alliance. You'll probably have an easier time of things if you can find a way to get him out of the picture.
How would I do that?
Carl talks prettily about the honor and nobility of the Great Khans, but I suspect his actual opinion is less flattering. Maybe you could find something he wrote that expresses that opinion, or trick him into losing his cool in the longhouse right in front of Papa.
I'll keep that in mind.
I would too, if I were you.
Let's see if we can make him lose his cool. I don't know if I've ever actually done that.
I understand you've been invited to meet with Caesar. You should be aware of the honor you've been granted.
Been wondering why you don't petition the cons for membership as a show of allegiance.
Join? Oh, no, I simply couldn't. That is, I'm not worthy of such an honor.
But surely a warrior in service of glorious Caesar is the equal of any tribe's finest.
Of course I am. That is to say, Caesar has many fine warriors, and I wouldn't wish to compare them to the great Khans.
Because you know they'd come up lacking.
Enough! How dare you compare Caesar's finest to this tribe of savages? The mightiest great Khan is scarcely a match for a legion recruit. The burned man would leave their mightiest shitting themselves in terror. I would. That is...
Interesting opinion, Carl. I wonder what Papa Khan will say about this.
You motherless bastard. You'll pay for this.
Great Khans, drive Caesar's dog out of our camp. If he's too slow to flee, kill him.
Well, that's the end of that. I've got little enough patience for you. Consider your words carefully. You don't want me as an enemy.
Nothing to say, huh?
Ah, you're back. What else do you need?
Fair enough. Thought he'd have something to say about killing Carl there. Well, he won't need this journal anymore. Journal consists of detailed records and observations from Carl's time with the Great Khans. Many of the entries go into great detail about his opinion of their savage, barbarous customs, and at several points he waxes philosophic about how it's very likely that Caesar's legion will have to execute the lot of them. Okay. Where'd Regis go? Where's that? Why is it taking me up to the fort? Very odd.
You're no friend of the Great Khans. You should turn around and leave, and if we see you in the Mojave, well, accidents happen.
Look, I'm sorry I had to murder those two Great Khans back there. They attacked me first.
Just get the fuck out of here.
God, they really don't like me. I can't even say I blame them, though. Man, the frame rate does not like me being over here. Can I get down here without dying? Might break my ankles, but that's fine. It's a good point. I should try talking with Papa again now that I have the note. Just gonna quickly talk to the twins up here.
Anders told me what happened. We owe you one for rescuing him. Tell you what, I can give you caps as a thank you or a special recipe Jack cooked up.
I'll take the money.
Here you go, you've earned these. With Anders out of commission for so long, we're short-handed on runners, and some backlogs have piled up. We've got an associate in the Crimson Caravan Trading Company who distributes for us and out of Vegas. He's been after us for a new shipment.
Sure, I'll do it.
Great. Here's the package. Your contact is Don Hostetler at the Crimson Caravan. Come back and see me when you're done.
Whoa, new guy.
I'm here to ask you to publicly oppose Papa Khan's alliance with Caesar.
Huh? Look, man, me and Diane, we don't dig on that politics stuff, savvy? We just make the product and make it get to a good home. Sure, Caesar's a drag, but as long as we've got each other, we don't care who the top dogs roll with.
But you won't have each other. The Legion will kill you and sell Diane into slavery as a prostitute.
Dude, what a total haul. No way that's Kopashishi. Yeah, okay. Me and Diane got your back. No sweat.
Those were some interesting words you had for me.
Take it easy, dude.
I'm glad our brothers have returned home from Boulder City.
Let's go talk to Papa again real quick.
I'm beginning to hear troubling rumors from my advisors. Would you know anything about that?
<clears throat> Nothing new from Papa, but let's see if
smart,
Regis has anything
you'll
new to
find
say.
Somewhere else to be.
I'd like to talk more about the Great Khan's alliance with Caesar.
What do you want to know? Look at evidence for Regis that proves Caesar will annihilate the Great Khans. I mean, I got the note. Maybe that's where the evidence is somewhere in the fort. Well, we cleared it out once. Let's see if any of the Legionnaires respawn. Die, coward.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
You like that? Vengeance.
Let's put the max charge rounds in this thing.
Hi.
Hello. Where's this evidence? Is it in Caesar's tent?
Retribution.
Yeah, retribution. God, that hurts. Really trying not to hit the innocent slave that you're trying to use as a fucking bullet shield. There we go. Okay. You know, it would probably help if I told them that I've already murdered Caesar. Stop at Quarry Junction and get Melissa support. Remember when death claws were scary? Hey there, big boy. Oh. Okay, so Deathclaws are still pretty scary. You know what? Fair. What if we did the plasma caster this time? Ooh, turn that one into goop. One order of Deathclaw soup coming right up. Yeah, I vaguely remember where it is. That's why I'm heading this way. Stay away from me. Ow. Legionnaires. Y'all really hate me. But the Deathclaws hate you more. It's a lot of goddamn Deathclaws. Alright, they should be just up here. Am I looking at the right one? Yeah. Might have been a better way to get to them. Just Skyrim our way up this hill. No? Hit an invisible wall. Oh. They were literally on this inside bit. I see. My memory slightly failed me, it seems.
That's close enough. What do you want with the Great Khans?
I'm here to talk to you, actually. Regis says I should talk to you about speaking against the Great Khan's alliance with Caesar.
You can ask, but why would I do that? Carl told me all about the life in the Legion. He says I've got all the makings of a spicular Tory.
Did he also tell you women aren't permitted to serve in the Legion?
What? No, What do you mean aren't allowed to serve? Why would he lie about that?
If the Great Khans join the Legion, you'll be sold as a slave, an officer's wife if you're lucky.
That lying little weasel. I almost fell for it too. All right, you've got a deal. You can tell Papa I won't support an alliance. Later.
Alright, that was easy enough.
You're becoming quite the political agitator. I can't say I'm displeased.
Have a look at this book. It will show you what happens to tribes that ally with Caesar's legion.
Let me see. My god, this is even worse than I thought. Okay, you have my support. I'll tell Papa the alliance is a bad idea. Until next time.
See what he has to say now.
All 4 of my most trusted advisors have told me we should break our alliance. Maybe I should hear you out after all.
Come to ask the great Khans to break their allegiance with Caesar.
I've heard some things from my most trusted Khans that makes me wonder whether this alliance is a good idea after all. But I want to leave a legacy of greatness when I die. My tribe deserves better than this, cowering in a canyon and living on scraps. Tell me then, if I don't join with Caesar's legion, where will I find my tribe's lost glory?
Let's see here. You don't need to look outward, mighty Khan. Your tribe is proud and strong. Claim your own glory.
Well spoken, traveler, well spoken indeed. Perhaps it's time to find our own destiny, unburdened by the past. We'll begin readying the camp to move. As soon as Caesar makes his move, we'll depart. We will make ourselves strong again, and we shall conquer.
That sounds wise. I wish you the best.
If you should ever tire of wandering alone, seek us out. You might just have the makings of a great Khan yourself.
Soft-hearted devil. I guess it's better than what I had before. Let's go deliver some drugs real quick, since we picked that quest up.
I guess those kings finally got who's the real boss.
Hello? Got some fresh drugs here for you.
Need anything?
Got a package here for you from your friends Jack and Diane.
Huh? Oh, right, yeah. I'll take that. You should go now, before you draw any attention.
Did you make that delivery yet?
Yep, I finished the Crimson Caravan run.
Great. Here's your payment.
150 caps. Not too bad. Now we'll return to Yes Man. Well, I talked to the Khans. They won't be an issue.
An entire army of upgraded Securitrons just standing by over at the fort. Pretty neat, huh?
I convinced the Great Khans to leave the Mojave.
Maybe they'll be devoured by giant scorpions. All sorts of things could happen to them out there. That accounts for all the tribes you needed to get to know. You did a super job wrapping things up, and I'm not just saying that because I have to. Here's some big news. I decoded a military radio transmission, and it turns out the NCR president, Aaron Kimball, is going to visit Hoover Dam. I guess he wants to boost the troops' morale, but according to projections Mr. House made, he has an 83.75% chance of being assassinated. Whoops. Anyway, it looks like Mr. House thought it was important to keep President Kimball alive.
Why did Mr. House want Kimball kept alive?
Mr. House ran projections on how the NCR public will react to a defeat at Hoover Dam. Overwhelmingly, they'll blame Kimball. But if Kimball dies at Hoover Dam, there's no obvious scapegoat for them to blame, so they'll blame New Vegas instead. So that means reduced tourism for up to 5 years. The equations are pretty complicated. Mr. House sure liked numbers.
I'm on good terms with the NCR. They'll let me help protect him.
Great. A ranger named Graham has been placed in charge of security for the president's visit. You'll want to talk to him. Once the president is safe, there's one more thing for you to take care of. This gadget I'm handing you is called an override module. Mr. House had 2 of these made.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember where the assassin is.
Just like him to think ahead. Take the module to the El Dorado substation and attach it to the power control terminal. I'll handle the rest.
Okay, I'll get it done.
Great! When this is taken care of, we'll be all set for the Legion to make its move.
Okay. So, this is actually where we're gonna wrap things up for today. Sorry for the shorter stream, but got some things I need to take care of.